What's up YouTube, Cowboys here, back in the video where we talk about cars, money investing, and today is monthly Goldin Auctions September edition, right? And this is a Saturday night shopping on the Goldin website. So all basketball this time around, and I went into this particular auction to kind of like be a bit thrifty, right? I've been buying a couple of big stuff of late, Stephen Curry autos, LeBron autos, things that's $1,000 or $2,000 and above. So I wanted to go in and kind of grab some value deals on this one, but still sticking to the theme of buying GOATs, and which is basically Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe, Steph, and maybe even a future GOAT or Hall of Famer, Luka Doncic. But in this case, I managed to pick up a couple of MJs, a Kobe, and a Steph as well. So also in a LeBron James. So a bunch of small stuff for this round auctions, and I'm just going to go through a list of things and just to talk about what is the logic and why did I buy some of these cards. So before that, how much did I spend in this particular weekend, right? Just to recap here, as you can see, I got a list of here as a LeBron 2005 Top Chrome Refractor, some MJ inserts here. You can see Flare Ultra graded pair of two inserts. This is basically a Scoring Kings and a BGS 7 power in a key from the 1993 Flare Ultra. This is a Flare New Heights insert, BGS 9.5. And you can see an auto here, Kobe Bryant. We'll talk a bit about this more later. SP Championship Playoff Heroes die cut edition. There are two here, one in PSA 10 and one more in the BGS 9.5, right? And of course, one Stephen Curry autograph card. I had to pick this one up, which I'm going to talk about a bit more later as well as Michael Jordan Beam Team 1992, just a PSA 8, right? Grand total, including shipping, $6,500. Sorry. So I think there's 9 cards here in total, and we're just going to run through some of them in this video. Alright, so here's some of the pictures of the cards that I picked up. Not all of them are here. I actually deleted some of them from my watch list. So we got that Kobe here, which you're going to see the SP Championship die cards here. This is the PSA 10 here, and then there's a BGS 9.5, and then this is Stephen Curry Flawless Auto from 2014, as well as the Beam Team from 92, the LeBron here, Top Chrome Refractor, and the Flare New Heights, right? So I'm going to talk about some of these cards first, and let's start off with the SP Championship die card PSA 10. So this is one of the more, I would say, famous Jordan inserts. I think very, very recognizable, right? With this special nice looking pose here. And this is a die cut edition. There is a normal edition as well that's fully, sharp corner, sharp edges and things like that. So this one here, PSA 10, I think I believe is a pop 128, if I'm not mistaken. So not necessarily a very rare card, but definitely quite desirable. And I think the comms is running for about $500 at the moment, so I managed to pick this one up at what was this price, $420. So it's pretty decent price for this one here. Now I talk about margins, right? So $500 on, let's say, on eBay, once you less fees, you're probably net about like maybe $420, right? So why did I pick this up at $420? Definitely this card has the potential to be a bit higher. Cards in general, we're still sitting in the off season, trying to rev up. Training camp's just about to open and revving up to a new season, but still Jordan cards always popular, good looking inserts always popular, and definitely in a top grade such as a PSA 10, right? So $420 today, fair price to pay, with potential to move up further. And we talk about small cards like this, right? So when they have values, let's say like $500, talking about making like $50 a card, doesn't seem like a big amount, but relative to the initial cost base, right, it's talking about like 10%, 15%. Those are the kind of margins that you actually want to make when you come to these small cards here. Easy flips, easy money. Okay, moving on. Flare New Heights here. Okay, BGS 9.5. Again, similar to the SP Championship Playoff Heroes. Very recognizable insert here, right? And this one here, the recent comps on this 9.5 BGS is actually about like $700. But why this one coming at $420? It's one of the reasons is because this one here, BGS 9.5, doesn't have any subgrades. So what it tells you that the subgrades actually do matter for BGS. So you may have a gem in 9.5, but the subgrades actually just add a bit more value to the card itself. So $420, decent price, right? But $700 on comps because of the subgrades. Again, similar concept to the SP Championship Playoff Heroes, which a lot of upside with just such a low price range, given that it's a 9.5 gem mint on a 90s insert for Jordan. Okay, moving away from MJ, moving down to LeBron. This 2005 Topps Chrome Refractor. This is his third year refractor. Everybody knows about the second year refractor, right? So that's a quite iconic pose of LeBron doing a dunk here. This Chrome Refractor is out. It's actually serial number 999. This number 313, BGS 9.5. Now, comps on this one for 9.5, I would say not 9.5 BGS. I couldn't find any comps on this, but PSA 9 currently trends about like maybe about 500, 550 on eBay. So 600 is just a tad above the PSA 9, which is what you expect to see from a BGS 9.5. So again, another reasonably priced card. I wouldn't say that I got this on a cheap, but given a low cost basis, actually in lower end, less sub $1,000 cost base, with a lot of potential to move back up and earn those percentages, the 10-15% easily when the market moves upwards. And the fact that the cars like what I talked about earlier, the Jordans and the LeBron, these are good, so stable picks, right? You don't foresee them dropping a lot at any one point in time, and even though they do move down, okay, it's easy for them to climb back up to this range. It's not like if you buy something that's, let's say $5,000, right, and it drops down to like 4,000, it's kind of hard for you to creep up, back to 5K. From 4,000 it may go back to, let's say, 4,200 or 4,500, but in this case, $600, if it goes down to 500, it's pretty easy to go back up to 600 again, and upside definitely is there for these kind of inserts. Alright, let's move on to some of the bigger ones here. So this is Stephen Curry Flawless 2014, right, momentous autograph with a jersey here, on card auto, and this is number out of 20. So I spoke about Curry autos. I've been picking up a bunch of these. I think this will be my like 7 or 8 Curry auto, and I picked up in the last 2 months, and I'm pretty high on Curry at the moment, especially on his on-card autos from Flawless or National Treasures or Immaculate. So these are the few ones that I would like to be targeting. So there isn't a comp for this particular Flawless auto in particular, but to me, when I look at Curry as a whole, take into consideration that it's an on-card auto with a jersey coming from Flawless, paying about like $2,000 is kind of like a kind of fair range, for BGS 9. I would say like any more modern kind of Flawless Curry auto, we're talking about, let's say those ones that's number 25, you get them in a PSA 9. They generally they fetch for between 18, 1900 in a PSA 9. So this one, just a tad more, 2100, but you get the extra jersey here, right, and a slightly lower serial number. So to me, I think this is good value for Curry. Bear in mind, right, there are tons and tons of Stephen Curry autographs around, so not necessarily like somebody would say that I gotta get this particular Curry auto because like the best. Is not the case. There's a lot to choose from. So when you come buying Curry autos, or even I would talk about Panini Kobe Bryant autos, which I'm going to touch on a little bit later when I talk about the next card here. These are tons and abundance around, lots and lots of different cards for people to choose from, different kind of price range, different kind of serial number, on card, sticker, and things like that, and different kind of pose. So it's always a good rule of thumb to kind of like consider what's the kind of average price range that you want to go in for a particular card. So in my example here, $2,000 is pretty fair for an on-card auto, serial number low, 2025, and then you get a jersey with a BGS 9 or a PSA 9. Pretty fair price in my opinion, right? If you talk about something that's 9.5, for a similar card, would you rather pay, let's say $4,000 for a Curry with a 9.5? Maybe it's worth that much because some people do really appreciate the gem mint 9.5 over a BGS 9, but again, upside from $4,000, it's a bit harder compared to upside from $2,000, because with $4,000 there is a lot of different kind of Stephen Curry autographs that you can choose from. We talk about $2,000 range. Yeah, you might able to get something, let's say a 9.5, a sticker auto, perhaps, right? But that's why Flawless is one of the more desirable sets for on-card auto. So getting a $2,000, getting with a jersey, getting a BGS 9, I think it's just good value for this particular Curry auto. So it's glad for me to pick up on this one. I had a valuation on this one to be roughly about like $2,400, including buyer's premium. So in my opinion, I got this one that's slightly cheaper than what I would max paid for this. Pretty spot on this particular purchase. Okay, lastly, I'm gonna talk about Kobe. So this is a Kobe auto, right, that you don't see very often. When you look at the title, right, 2001 Ultimate Collection Buyback Autograph from the Black Diamond series. So this is actually an old card from the Black Diamond series. I can't remember what year was this, and Kobe actually, signed on this on card with an inscription of the actual number. It is 5 out of 40. When I was looking up for this particular card, I really couldn't find any comps on this except from way back to, I think this was the year 2020. We had a BGS 9 that sold for just $400 as well. So now, but this card was on auction on Goldin on that day was actually creeping to the $1,000 range, so I had to actually form a valuation on this card. There was a similar Kobe that was on sale as well. There was a BGS 9.5, right? So better grades overall, and that was tracking much higher, slightly higher than this particular one. So when this was about $1,000, that was going for about $1,300, and both were ticking up pretty quickly. So I want to make an assessment on this particular card, right? So how would you do it even without comps? And this is not something that's pretty common. So when I look at, in general, right, you're talking about pre-Panini Kobe Bryant autograph cards, which of course definitely I will look at whether or not it's an on-card auto, which is this is the case. So when I look at pre-Panini autographs, which is one of the nicer looking Kobe Bryant autos in my opinion, because the Panini ones are kind of like mass production. So these are the ones that's a bit harder to get, especially talking about way back in 2001. We're talking about like 21 years ago. So this autograph, right, in my opinion, right, and definitely serial number out of 40, that's a low numbering, right? Anything that's below or maybe in the range of between $1,500 to $1,800 for a PSA 9. I think that's where you would like to be when you want to buy into autographs of this particular era and at this particular condition. So set says around this particular period the SPs and stuff like that. So those are or SPX. Do you know SPX? Yeah, SPX and those era. So if you could get those kind of Kobe autos on card, nice looking autos, for about like $1,500 to $1,800 range in a PSA 9, that's something to actually pick up on. I know that the Panini autos, the flawless and those kind of stuff, those are actually pretty nice. But then again, they come at kind of like a high price point. So again, like what I mentioned with the Stephen Curry, Kobe has lots and lots of autos to choose from. So people coming with a budget, let's say talking about $2,000 or $2,500, they want to pick one auto. They definitely want to pick one with criteria such as, for example, nice looking on-card auto, low serial number, nice looking photos, and of course a decent grade. So it's no point that you have a nice on-card auto and with a lousy picture, or a nice on-card auto that's a PSA 6 or something like that. So if you can identify cards that has a combination of these little factors, right, without looking at comps at the price range I just mentioned, it makes a good investment to sell in the future. And that's my take on this particular card, even though I'm not actually familiar with this particular buyback card as a whole, but that's how I actually assess the value on this particular Kobe. Just for reference, the BGS 9.5 sold for, I believe, $2,600, so it's a full $1,000 above this one. There's no difference, still also serial number 40, same picture, everything, but you get a BGS 9.5 with a 10 auto. So from what I've learned in the past as well, that 10 auto actually makes a difference to the card. So had this PSA 9 had an auto grade, maybe we've bumped up the value a bit, maybe say $1,800, maybe $2,000, let's say got an auto 10 on that. So auto grades actually, based on my recent few purchases that I've made, especially the Currys and things like that. So the auto grade actually makes a difference, right? Perfect 10, that's the one you want. 9 autos or 8 autos, generally I want to stay away from those if I can help it, right? But 10 autos is where you want to be, and those 10 autos definitely do make a difference to the overall price. So that's basically it, covering all the stuff that I got today. Is a 6,500 shopping on a Saturday night, looking out for good smaller cards than what I'm used to. I just want to add more inventory before I start a season. People are adding in the usual guys like Zion, Jar. Now I'm just sticking to my guns, right? Going for the goats. These guys are always popular, and at this particular purchase, just looking at the lower cost base, good looking inserts, at a decent fair price, and certain ones like this Kobe auto and this Curry were just, in my opinion, just decent deals to pick up with a similar good upside. Alright, that's what I got for this video. Hope you guys got something on this one, and looking forward to training camp to open and more NBA stuff to talk about soon. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Till next one, do like, subscribe. Car Boss out.